Hello, my name is Eddie Tai. In this presentation, I'm going to reflect on 5 important ideas that I learned about multimedia authoring and how these ideas connect to my work as a K-5 visual arts teacher. I'm also going to explain how tools like videos, screencasts, podcasts, social media can support instruction and student creativity and my continued professional growth. This course helped me understand that multimedia authoring is so much more than adding technology to a lesson. Effective multimedia should make learning clearer and more engaging, more accessible, and more interactive. Throughout the course, I created and explored curriculum videos, screencasts, digital posters, blogs, YouTube playlists, and really student-centered multimedia tools. My original course goal was to become more comfortable using technology in a practical way within my art classroom. I believe I met that goal because now I have several tools and ideas that I could realistically use with my K-5 students. The first major idea that I learned is that multimedia should be used because it improves learning, not because it's new or entertaining or visually impressive. This idea changed how I think about choosing technology. Animations, sounds, ideas, and video effects can be interesting, but they can also distract students if they do not support the main concept. In my art classroom, multimedia should clarify project directions, model an art project, or provide strong visual examples, and really just help students understand important vocabulary. Canva was one of my most useful tools that I explored because it can serve several different clear instructional purposes. I can use it to create visual project directions, digital posters, artist examples, PowerPoints like this one for professional learning networks. In the elementary art classroom, I would not require every student to watch instructional videos at home because technology access might differ. Instead, I could use parts of the flipped model during class. Students could watch or replay a short technique demonstration while I help individuals or small groups. This would allow students to control the pace of some instruction while keeping hands-on art making a center of the lesson. The second major idea is that digital storytelling gives students more creative ways to explain what they understand. I could use digital storytelling by having students photograph a finished artwork, create a short statement. Students can explain the meaning of their symbols, their color choices, the steps they followed, and what they would improve. A student who struggles to write a long response might communicate more successfully through recorded audio, images, or even a short video. Podcasting also connects this idea because audio gives students and teachers another way to communicate. My impression of the educational podcasts available through like iTunes was that there is a really wide range of topics, including classroom management, instructional technology, visual arts. These podcasts are convenient because they can be used for professional learning while traveling, planning, or completing other tasks. However, the episodes vary in length, and so sometimes they do need to be previewed carefully. The third major idea is that teacher-centered videos and screencasts give students repeated access to instruction. Screencastify emphasizes the importance of planning, practicing, speaking clearly, reducing distractions, and keeping the recording focused on the main instructional purpose. Creating a curriculum video taught me that an effective video requires more than simply pressing the record button. I had to plan what I was going to demonstrate, write a script, organize the steps, prepare the screen, test the audio, and think about where the students might be confused. I also learned that pacing is important. The video must move slowly enough for students to follow, but it should also remain focused so that students don't lose interest. In the future, I plan to use screencasts for art techniques and digital processes. One example would be showing students how to take a photograph of a hand-drawn logo, upload it to sketchpad.app, to lower the opacity, create new layers, trace, and add colors later on. I could also create screencasts for Canva, digital portfolios, photography, clay techniques, and many other projects using this exact same technique. The fourth major idea is that students could create multimedia instead of only consuming it. So this helped me recognize that multimedia authoring can become a part of the learning process itself. When students create something, they might take, these decisions of what information is important, how it should be organized, or how it could be communicated clearly. This process can deepen understanding because students are not simply receiving information, they are using it to make an original project. In visual arts, students could create digital portfolios, write short reflection videos, artist statements, and then do PowerPoint slides just like this. I could continue using a professional blog to organize lesson ideas, museum resources, technology tools. And students could also use a simplified classroom blog or digital portfolio to display their artwork and reflect on the process, which might also be a great way to get parents involved and be able to show people outside of the school their work. Big idea 5 is that multimedia and social media can support continued professional learning. My understanding of Twitter grew during this course. Before this experience, I viewed Twitter as mainly as a general social media platform. I do understand that you can use this as a really nice professional learning network. Educators can follow teachers, museums, professional organization, technology specialists, and content area leaders who regularly share practical classroom ideas. My future plan for Twitter is to use it intentionally rather than just scroll without purpose. I can follow educators who focus on visual arts, student choice, creativity, and professional conversations that are really appropriate for my specific classroom. The most useful social media resources were the ones that connected directly to the classroom needs. Through my professional learning network and blog exploration, I found tools and sites like Canva, Google Arts and Culture, the Smithsonian Learning Lab was really nice, museum lesson collections, teacher blogs, and YouTube channels. These resources give me lesson ideas, visual examples, and really, really nice professional inspiration. I also learned that being a connected educator involves both giving and taking. A professional learning network should not only be used to collect resources from others. This course helped me become more confident in finding professional resources and evaluating whether they would truly support my students. Overall, this course taught me that multimedia authoring is not just about creating something digital. It is about designing purposeful learning experiences that support communication, creativity, engagement, reflection, and student independence. The most useful tools for me were Canva, Sketchpad.app that I have used before, but ways to screencast tools, blogs, YouTube playlists. Canva can help me create presentations, posters, directions, and reflection activities. Really get students involved with multimedia. I plan to continue using multimedia tools to support instruction, differentiation, and really student creativity. I can create screencasts for digital tools and art processes, use Canva for visual directions and examples, organize video resources into playlists, and then give students opportunities to create digital artist statements and portfolios. But then I also plan to continue growing through my professional learning network by following educators, reading blogs, listening to podcasts, and exploring new multimedia tools. I want to focus on one or two tools at a time instead of just trying to do everything at once. I will evaluate each tool based on whether it supports my learning goal and improves the experience for students. My final goal is to use technology in a way that strengthens hands-on art making. Rather than replacing it, multimedia should be used to help students understand processes and explain their creative decisions, work more independently, and share their learning in meaningful ways. As technology continues to change, I will continue reflecting on my practice and adjusting how these tools are used in my classroom. You can check out any of my resources here. All of these were used to help me gather information for this presentation, and I really appreciate all of your time. Thank you so much.